Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Frog Soup is a children's game where you're like these witches and you're trying to make spells or cauldrons, etc. And you need frogs to be into the frog soup. You're going to be flicking or kind of getting the jump. If you think about ants in the pants, kind of the same thing, where you have these frogs that will be jumping across the board to knock over standees. Right there is a tremendous amount of fun. Kids are going to enjoy this game. And you can make it harder or easier depending on how far away the standees are for. The frogs do have a little bit of a learning curve in order to get them to bounce properly in the way you want. And I think the more coordinated children of the older age are going to do better than the younger ones, unless they just get lucky, because it does take a little bit of skill to try to get them to where you want. This game is it's really about getting those frogs to knock over the stands. That's the game. The rules that are attached to it are just so you can get to that fun more often and quicker, and I think that's going to be where people are going to like it. The game looks good. It's got bright colors. What you're seeing is fantastically produced, and that fun is going to be flicking those frogs. And it's going to have a shelf life. So, you're going to want to play this for 5, 10, 15 minutes and then move on, because that dynamic is going to get boring after a while, and then bring it out maybe tomorrow or something, rather than just playing it to death for an hour, and then you're like, I don't know about this. So you want to kind of keep this one short, concise, get to the point, move on, and then bring it back. I think that's going to be the success you're going to find with this one, or at least do with my kids. My kids found this one really fun. It kind of devolves sometimes just into an activity more than a game, because they just like trying to knock over the standees and stuff. Well, let me try this trick shot and stuff like that. But you're having fun with it. That's all that matters. Keep it for us. Here is Frog Soup. You can see the frogs jumping out of the cauldron, and there's the witch. It's all played for comedy and laughs. You're going to get a bunch of these giant, really nice standees. These are really nice. I love the artwork on them. These will be your home bases. They're a little bit thinner, but they're just going to lay on the thing anyway. These will be the tiles that you'll have. The artwork on them does not mean anything. It's just a timer for the game. And you're going to have these frogs here, these plastic frogs. These are going to be the star of the show. You can see they can kind of jump around. They're much better than what you would get like in ants in the pants. These are really nice. And the game would make or break on these, and these luckily are very good. So those are really the components. You're going to have a bunch of these, depending on, there's a bat little variant that you can use that's included in here. And these will be the rings. So these will be what you'll be playing the game through. There's a purple side or pink side that's a little bit harder, but this will tell you the order that you're going in order to finish off the standees. So these are a little bit thin, but they're just going to sit on the board anyway, so it's fine. Here are the rules for Frog Soup. You can see a picture of all the components there. It tells you how to assemble things if you need help with that. It'll show setup. You can see big giant pictures. It takes you through each step. It tells you this is just for the variant, and then your setup is complete. That's going to take you through the game. It's not really that possible, but it tries to take you through all the possible scenarios that you can have, and then how you play through it. And then at the end of the game, how to score. If you want to play with the bat, you can do so. And little things that make it more difficult, if that's something you're after. Then the quick rules, if you just want to reference, on the back, you might need 5 minutes, maybe 10 to go through this if you're a slower reader. Very simple rule set. So here's the cauldron. Each round, you're going to throw one of these in there. If you ever go through all of these and you haven't completed the task, then you will lose the game. So think of this as a timer, but whether it's stinky socks or worms or bugs, nothing in it really matters to the thing. It's just a timer for the game. What's going to happen here, you're going to take the rings. The other side is a little bit more difficult, and you will take the witch, and she will point at the area. And what you're trying to do is you would start like right here where it's kind of yellowed up, and you would knock that over, you would move up, you would move that up, and once you knock that one over, then you take this out and you point at the next yellow one and you do that. If you're able to go through all of the rings before all the tiles are gone, then you win the game. So to set the game up, you're going to take the standees that are listed here and you're going to put them out. So for example, the broom is not listed here, so it would not go out, but it looks like the pumpkin would. We got the bottles, this thing right here, and we are missing the book. So then you put these out. Now these are going to be really super duper close because I'm trying to get them all on camera here, but you can put them away. They say take a hand and make sure they're away. Each player will get a little home that their guy would start out on. So this tells you that you're trying to, first thing you're trying to do is knock this down. So you're allowed to shift it so it's kind of facing you. You can kind of move your frog. It's a very, and you're just going to do that. Oh, I didn't get him down, so I'm going to move it again. Try to move this over, and now I knocked him. So then it would go here, and I would try to knock down this guy. And you get 3 kind of jumps before the next person goes. Now it would be the next person that would go. Let's say his homer's right here, and he would be trying to get over here. Now you don't want to knock down the witch. If you knock down the witch, your turn ends immediately. You stand her back up, and then the next person would go. When a round is done, everybody's went with their 3 jumps one time. That's when you would put a tile on here, and you're one way closer to losing the game. But hopefully you're able to do this. If you get through all of the tiles of the rings that you have here, so if you got through this one, then another one would pop down on top of her, and you'd be ready to go through there. If you go through all the rings, then you win the game. Who should buy this game? This is going to be simply into the children's square. I don't think adults are going to play this one much unless they're playing ironically. The Ants in the Pants, I think this one's a little bit better. If you're getting the standees, a little bit more colorful, a little bit different. You do have to take turns where Ants in the Pants can be more simultaneous, or like pool parties a little bit more simultaneous. So maybe that's wins for this one, but this one you'll be taking turns and taking your turn as you're flicking things off. Of course, you can play it simultaneously if you wanted to. There's nothing that can stop you from doing that. Frog Soup's a winner for us and a keeper.